Hello, Vudani here, and today I have a thief video. I am using a more or less what you probably see most thieves running, a fairly bursty stealth spec. However, my utility defines this build, and it is not necessarily about the burst, it's more about survival with good damage. And right there you see that thief went invisible right away. I thought he had disconnected, but if you notice, I actually did hit him with that backstab, and we get in a bit of a brawl here. He pops his ultimate, and I'm just trying to survive at this point. I'll get hit with a lot of bleeds, so I'm gonna try to take it easy. And I really need a teleport. There's a teleport, and cured off those bleeds, trying to take out those thieves while I had some distance on them, and I ended up popping my ultimate there to try to run away. I'm really low health. I need to try and recover. He pulled out his pistol, but unfortunately it was reflected, and trying to get a backstab, couldn't quite get him, but I did get a good quickness proc and took him down with Heartseeker. And the strategy with this build is to get as many backstabs as you can, get them low enough to start Heartseeker. I use multiple talents that will work with Cloak and Dagger, and what they do is one of them is going to give me initiative whenever I become stealth. The other is going to blind enemies when I become stealth. So you have a bit of survivability and a bit of burst, and really what you're trying to do is get them low enough to get into a good Heartseeker range. Right here you see Cloak and Dagger into the backstab. Overall it's a good damage. I throw down the stolen life tree thing to cure whatever things I have, and right here I should get, there it goes, cures the bleeds that he was doing. He was a short bow ranger, so that's useful against short bow rangers. If you do steal their tree, it can be used. You lack condition removals. You have some. Right here I throw down my dark field to try and get a backstab, but I knew the ranger was coming back, and I don't think I'm gonna be able to handle this. And there's a guardian trying to revive that ranger for whatever reason. I go in with the backstab, see if I can take her down really quickly. She throws out her swords. I dodge those and try and keep her crippled. Guardians are very tough for this build. Very tough for anyone. So I'm trying to keep her crippled and keep distance and go in, poke her with Cloak and Dagger, and then hit her with a backstab. But that other guy was reviving the ranger, so I shadow step out of there real quickly. It's one thing about this build. You are using a Berserker Jewel, but you do have very good utility for escaping and just generally surviving. The Shadow Step ability, probably underrated, but it is a very good condition removal, and it is very good to deceive people. This is key for this build, is positioning and going stealth, getting backstabs, and kind of a jousting playstyle almost. And right now I'm opening with the short bow. You see I throw down the poison field right into the blast combo to hit him with a weakness, and that's gonna basically make him not a threat in this situation. So we're just gonna quickly make work of him and move on over here. Gonna try to get up to the mine. I have teammates behind me. Throw down the dark field and go right into the ultimate there, and with that, the dark field plus the ultimate, you're gonna get life leeching bolts, which is pretty good. You'll also get bit of healing while you're in that dark field. That's a pretty useful combo. And sometimes you do go stealth. Right there I'm trying to throw down some AoE, trying to keep range. I don't want to go in quite yet. Once I can switch to daggers, I'll go in, and right there I go, pop my ultimate, and just try to hit as many as I can with that. Didn't do too much damage, but going in on this warrior here, trying to hit him with Cloak and Dagger, didn't quite get it. Might have been invuln for a bit there. Just gonna stealth away. I considered capping that point, but I saw a pretty delicious ranger here, and I go in with the Heartseeker just to make sure he can't get away from me. Roll in, Cloak and Dagger into the backstab. Looks like he's got some fairly defensive traits there, but I close the gap with that Heartseeker and finish him off, and now comes for the stomp. Again, I'm just debating whether or not I should cap that point. I feel confident enough that we don't need to at this point, which might come to bite me later, but see, I get 2 good backstabs, also blinding foes. Every time you Cloak and Dagger, you do blind your enemy, so that is definitely something to keep in mind. And also keep in mind, it is not just your target, it is everyone around you. When you stealth there, I finish him off with the Heartseeker, get the stomp in. Got a ranger coming in, my steel's up, so there goes the steel right into that. It's not really a good idea to steal from most rangers. It is good to have the little tree for removing conditions, but overall that is not the best steal target. You really want to try to focus on stealing from warriors, or for one, the whirling axe is just absolutely devastating with a critical damage build. Right now I can see that we're starting to get overwhelmed, but I'm gonna go in on this ranger anyway, try and hit him with a few backstabs, closing the gaps with Heartseekers as he runs away. And I get rooted there, trying to stealth out at this point. I threw down the dark field to basically have them lose my target, which was successful, but I see the ranger might be trying to get for me. So I'm gonna stealth up, go in, and I'm going for the backstab now. Miss it there, but I end up... The stealth was running out, so I went for the Heartseeker, but we do end up quickly finishing him off. Got plenty of health from the stealth. Right here we see a thief. Probably gonna go in and steal on him, try and finish him. There's the steal. Here comes the backstab. Miss the backstab. He's low enough for Heartseeker spam though, and get a good crit there to finish him off, but I am getting devastated by conditions right now. Couldn't get out of there quick enough. I had considered teleporting back to my location to remove 3 conditions, but I knew the enemy was respawning at this point, and as you can see, this little fun defense over at their spawn point has finally come to a halt with quite a few of them pushing out. Overall, that was a pretty... I mean, it was fun. That engagement is fun. It's always fun to try and camp them and have some good 1v1s or 2v2s, whatever. We had 2 to 3. Sometimes we were overwhelming, but it's very fun to get a feel for a class. Not the best glory-wise, but you know, I'm more about holding them and killing people, to be honest, in these hot join matches. Right here we see a ranger. A lot of rangers in this match. I'm gonna go in with the steal, but the first steal attempt missed, and here comes the next. Going with the backstab, get a decent crit. Lots of good auto attack damage there. This Guardian has really taken me down pretty quickly. The burns from a Guardian are devastating, and I get quite a few bleeds. I try to remove what I can with the heal. I was going for the ranger again, but I get knocked back. I increase the stealth duration with that dark field and do end up finishing him off, but we are just absolutely overwhelmed there. Looks like 6 guys came on us, tried to teleport away, and obviously that's not going to work. Even if I had, that's quite the force there. Probably a bit in over my head. I was hoping for my team to reinforce there, and honestly, I had my eyes just set on that ranger, and I managed to down him, but was it worth it? Probably not. Here I see the henge is under control, so I'm gonna move on. The keep, I see skulls, and I remember that force, so pretty much screw that. Let's go over to their mine, maybe cap back. It's funny, we're doing well at this point in terms of score. We are ahead. We need 50 points to win, but they have 2, we have 1. Here I go in on this warrior, not worried about score still, and see I dodge around his 100 blades, hit him with a couple stealth attacks as well as Heartseeker, and we got a ranger coming in, throw down the ethereal field, go right into my ultimate, get a bit of leeching, bit of healing, and as you can tell I'm at full health still. Now I pop Whirling Axe, and you can see the devastation from stealing from a warrior. There goes the stealth into a backstab, get some caltrops, finish him off with a Heartseeker if I can. Closing the gap with those lunges. Gonna try to hit him with another cloak and dagger, but I do miss that. Teleport away and pull out the short bow because he was taking 0 damage. What's that? I forget the whatever. You know the skill. Warriors take 0 damage. Endure pain, endure pain. And here I go in on the warrior or ranger, hit him with cloak and dagger, finish him off quick. Moving over to the warrior, but then I realize, you know, there's no way I'm gonna down him. So let's just kind of play with his emotions. Try and make it seem like he had an opportunity at me, but just dodge away with my caltrops. Caltrops, very, very good. Caltrops are one of the best thief talents or traits in my opinion. I really don't make thief builds without caltrops. The utility they add are just so massive. AoE, cripple, and bleed's just beautiful, and obviously you're going to be dodging a lot as a thief. You're pretty squishy. Here we go, we take that mine, and I thought that was the only hope to win, but unfortunately they came back, quite the comeback. Not that impressive in terms of kills, but I really wasn't getting killing blows as much as just demonstrating the brawling of this spec, which is incredibly fun. If you do like specs that aren't quite exactly what everyone runs and that are more durable, this is definitely a good change of pace. It's a very similar playstyle to the builds that will steal and try to two-shot you with all their cooldowns, but this build will continue going. It won't just be like, I teleport, I blow my load, and I'm done for 30 seconds. This is a very fun build, very enduring build. And as always, I hope this video was helpful. If you have suggestions on next week's Thief video, please leave comments. Let me know what you'd like to see. And thanks for watching.